Out of the Dust by Karen Hesse. Beginning, August 1920. As summer wheat came ripe, so did I. Born at home on the kitchen floor, Ma crouched barefoot, bare-bottomed, over the swept boards because that's where Daddy said it'd be best. I came too fast for the doctor, bawling as soon as Daddy wiped his hands around inside my mouth. To hear Ma tell it, I hollered myself red the day I was born. Red's the color I've stayed ever since. Daddy named me Billy Joe. He wanted a boy. Instead, he got a long-legged girl with a wide mouth and cheekbones like bicycle handles. He got a red-headed, freckled-faced, narrow-hipped girl with a fondness for apples and a hunger for playing a fierce piano. From the earliest I can remember, I've been restless in this little panhandle shack we call home, always getting in Ma's way with my pointy elbows and my fidgety legs. By the summer I turned 9, Daddy had given up about having a boy. He tried making me do. I look just like him. I can handle myself most everywhere he puts me, even on the tractor, though I don't like that much. Ma tried having other babies. It never seemed to go right, except with me. But this morning, Ma let on as how she's expecting again. Other than the 3 of us, there's not much family to speak of. Daddy, the only boy Kelby left since Grandpa died from a cancer that ate up most of his skin, and Aunt Ellis, almost 14 years older than Daddy, almost living in Lubbock, a ways south of here, and a whole world apart. To hear Daddy tell it, and Ma with only great Uncle Floyd, old as ancient Indian bones, mean as a rattler, rotting away in that room. I'll be nearly 14, just like Aunt Ellis was when Daddy was born. By the time this baby comes, wonder if Daddy'll get his boy this time. January 1934. Rabbit battles. Mr. Noble and Mr. Romney have a bet going as to who can kill the most rabbits. It all started at the rabbit drive last Monday over to Sturgis when Mr. Noble got himself worked up about the damage done to his crop by jacks. Mr. Romney swore that he had more rabbit trouble than anyone in Cimarron County. They pledged revenge on the rabbit population, wagering who could kill more. They ought to just shut up, betting on how many rabbits they can kill. Honestly, grown men clubbing bunnies to death makes me sick to my stomach. I know rabbits eat what they shouldn't, especially this time of year when they could hop halfway to Liberal and still not find food. But Miss Freeland says, if we keep plowing under that stuff they ought to be eating, what are they supposed to do? Mr. Noble and Mr. Romney came home from Sturgis Monday with 20 rabbits apiece, a tie. It should have stopped there, but Mr. Romney wasn't satisfied. He said Noble cheated. He brought in rabbits somebody else killed. And so the contest goes on. Those men, they used to be best friends. Now they can't be civil with each other. They scowl as they pass on the street. I'm scowling too. But scowling won't bring the rabbits back. They're all skinned and cooked and eaten by now. At least they did not end up in Romney and Noble's cook pots. They went to families that needed the meat. January 1934. Losing Livy. Livy Killen moved away. I didn't want her to go. We'd been best friends since first grade. The farewell party was Thursday night at Old Rock Schoolhouse. Livy had something to tease each of us about, like Ray sleeping through reading class, and Hillary, who on her speed writing test put even ton of children instead of an even 10. Livy said goodbye to each of us separately. She gave me a picture she had made of me sitting in front of a piano wearing my straw hat, an apple halfway to my mouth. I handed Livy the memory book we'd all filled out with different slants. I could tell I couldn't get the muscles in my throat relaxed enough to tell how much I'd miss her. Livy helped clean up her own party, wiping spilled lemonade, gathering sandwich crusts, sweeping cookie crumbs from the floor, while the rest of us went home to study for semester reviews. Now that Livy's gone west, out of the dust, on her way to California, where the wind takes a rest sometimes, and I'm wondering what kind of a friend I am, wanting my feet on that road to another place instead of Livy's. January 1934. Me and Mad Dog. Arlie Wonderdale, who teaches music once a week at our school, though Ma says he's no teacher at all, just a local song plugger. Arlie Wonderdale asked if I'd like to play a solo at the Palace Theater on Wednesday night. I grinned, pleased to be asked, and said that'd be all right. I didn't know if Ma would let me. She's an old mule on the subject of my schooling. She says, "You stay at home on weeknights, Billy Joe," and mostly that's what I do. But Arlie Wonderdale said, "The management asked me to bring them talent, Billy Joe, and I thought of you." Even before Mad Dog, Craddock, I wondered. "You and Mad Dog?" Arlie Wonderdale said. Darn that blue-eyed boy, with his fine face and his smooth voice, twice as good as a plowboy, has any right to be. I suspect Mad Dog had come first to Arlie Wonderdale's mind, but I didn't get too riled. Not so riled I couldn't say yes. January 1934. Permission to play. Sometimes when Ma's busy in the kitchen, or scrubbing, or doing wash, I can ask her something in such a way I annoy her just enough to get my answer, but not so much I get a no. That's the way I found on gaining what I want, by catching Ma off guard, especially when I'm after permission to play piano. Right on asking her is no good. She always gets testy about me playing, even though she's the one who truly taught me. Anyway, this time I caught her in the slow stirring of biscuits, her mind on other things. Maybe the baby growing inside her, I don't know. But anyhow, she was distracted enough. I was determined enough. This time I got just what I wanted. Permission to play at the Palace. January 1934. When I point my fingers at the keys, the music springs straight out of me. Right hand, playing notes as sharp as tongues, telling stories while the smooth, buttery rhythms back me up on the left. Folks sway in the palace aisles, grinning and stomping and out of breath. And the rest, eyes shining, fingers snapping, feet tapping. It's the best I've ever felt. Playing hot piano, sizzling. Mad Dog, swinging with the Black Mesa Boys. On my own, crazy. Pestering the keys, that is heaven. How supremely heaven playing piano can be. January 1934.